What is going on, Pond? It's your two favorite koi fish. It's Killer Colin and Cracky Kevin. We're back here for episode 13?
Is it 13?
That is an excellent question. I didn't check.
Holy moly, mother of...
You want to check the archives?
Let's check the videotape.
I'm 99% sure this is episode 13.
This just in.
Because it was 3 months last week.
Episode 13.
Okay, well.
Also known as Colin's number.
Yeah, my favorite number. We made it 13, past the 3-month mark. Hope everyone's having a great Thursday morning, end of their week, start of the Super Bowl weekend.
Yes.
The most exciting time of the year, or one of a few, but happy to be back. K-Dog, how was your week so far?
You know, we got to take just a moment.
Okay.
It's a solemn occasion when Apollo Creed passes away.
Oh, very sad.
We have to
Moment
mention
of
this
silence.
moment. Thank you.
The moment's passed.
Yes. Carl Weathers passed away at the age of 76 this week.
Unfortunate.
Any of you Rocky fans out there, and I'm a huge one, the guy, I mean, was just
Legend.
incredible. Even Sylvester Stallone said
Mm-hmm.
Rocky wouldn't have been possible without him. And, you know, Rocky 1, 2, 3, and of course the Ivan Drago.
Right.
Rocky 4, probably my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
This is supposed to be an exhibition. And, you know, Apollo gets killed.
Yep.
So, rest in peace. And the one good thing about this to know that Chubbs finally got his hand back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
a little Happy Gilmore reference there.
Known for so many things.
So many things. So, rest in peace, Carl Weathers.
And he did play in the NFL.
He did. For the Raiders.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So, you see, it does tie in, my
It
friend.
does tie in one way or
Always
another.
tying it back. Always watching, boys. Always watching.
Classic Monsters Inc. clip right there. Legendary movie. Maybe we'll get into more movie rankings come
I think so.
off season.
Yeah.
As you guys might figure out and have already predicted, what we do in the post NFL season is unknown.
It is.
This will continue. How and what that looks like, who knows? Maybe we sprinkle in a couple sports, but frankly, there won't be many. March Madness is coming up.
March Madness is going to be a big one. It has to be.
Yes.
Everybody gets into that.
Yes. It's impossible not to.
Whether you're in bracketology or not.
Yeah. How deep we really dive, I have no idea. But
We're gonna probably hit on some golf somewhere in there.
yeah, there'll be sprinkles.
You know, we'll have to throw that in there. Some interest in that. We're certainly going to be talking about the best sport on the planet, pro football.
Oh well, yeah. There'll still be news and headlines that we can keep up with.
The calendar just,
That never ends.
it never ends. And so here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Getting ready to talk about the Super Bowl coming up.
Right.
We have some exciting things to be talking about today and in the coming weeks
Yep.
about prospects for the NFL
Yes.
draft.
Mock drafts, draft.
That becomes much more of a main part of things.
No doubt. No
And
doubt.
on top of that, we have leading up to that, we have the combine that starts at the end of February and runs to March 3rd, I think.
Somewhere in there.
And then after that, we get into the business of getting under the cap.
Yeah.
So
There'll be
these months from February, March, post Super Bowl until the draft in April, there will be plenty of things to talk about.
I agree. There's always enough that if we doing it once a week, we'll have plenty of shit to talk about. It'll just be a matter of how deep we dive on the shit that's talked about, because
Yes.
a lot of it's bullshit, but then a lot of it is important, like free agent signings, big names. There'll be plenty of stuff going around. I guess it got announced today that Josh Jacobs will not be returning with the Raiders.
Really? Interesting.
I believe that got released not even a half an hour before we started this.
Wow.
So I don't know if there's any truth to that. We'll dive deeper as that stuff. But, big names are going to start leaving. Between Eckler, Josh Jacobs, and Tony Pollard, there might be a real running back carousel that begins to form early on. And it seems like, we haven't heard much about it right now, but I don't think it'd be crazy to predict that might become a thing with a lot of these running backs just on the shortened deals that they are these days as veterans.
And I think you're going to see a lot with all the coaching moves,
Yes.
all the OC moves, all the defensive coordinator moves,
More players will be moved because
more
of it.
players on the go.
Yep.
So it's going to be very active.
And I think that'll give us juice for a lot more of the offseason than what it seems like it will be. And,
Yeah.
we'll throw in our twist on stocks, movies, probably not music, but you never know. Upcoming concerts, big names getting voted into shit.
Oh yeah.
There's plenty to talk about in the modern world that we care about that isn't just football, but a majority of it is football.
Yeah, exactly. Sports related, of course.
Exactly,
We
sports
have to be.
related. You got to tie it in. Does Travis Kelce propose to Taylor Swift after the Super Bowl? Who knows? But hey, we'll be here for it.
We know it's on the way.
Maybe. We'll see. Lord only knows. But
right on.
Yeah, just kind of looking forward as the podcast moves and grooves along.
Yes.
Is there anything you want to talk about before we start talking Super Bowl?
Do you want to do koi pond picks from last week at all? Do you want to hit on any of those?
Well, I only gave out teasers as to the bets I liked for the Super Bowl.
No official pick, but just some teasers there.
Yeah,
like
I believe it was Noah
tight end.
Noah Gray's over yards.
Yep. Those are all Super Bowl.
Yeah, just like
You're
prop
right.
picks.
Okay.
Nothing crazy. They're on the last week episode if you want to check them out. I believe it was Noah Gray's receptions.
Yep.
It was Pacheco's rushing yards, and I think there was one other. I gave a feature pick. It wasn't an official koi pond pick, but it works. It was Chris Jones and Nick Bosa to each record half a sack.
That's right.
Which might be what you're thinking of. It was the special of the week.
Yep.
Ironically, I did not do any research into specials this week, but the thing about it is there's so much to bet on in the Super Bowl that it gets so diluted and lost in the mix so quickly.
Yep.
Which probably shouldn't be how you bet, but that's how I bet sometimes, so be it.
Hey.
Right now I'm in a battle with Fanatics Sportsbook to try and get my goddamn bonuses, those whores.
Really? They're holding your bonuses?
So when you sign up with Fanatics right now, and hashtag not an ad, they do 10 days of promotion where you can bet up to $100, and if you win or lose, you get it back in a bonus bet. So day one, I put $100 on Cleveland to just to win against the Kings, and this was this past Monday, I believe, and they won. I got my payout for the bet, but I never got the $100 bonus.
Oh fuck!
And they were like, "Well, you have to wait 72 hours right now. This is the promotions are down or some shit." I was like, "Oh, what a great time to join the sports book." So then Tuesday rolls around, miss the bet, but I get the bonus. Tuesday I get the bonus. No problem. So then I contact them about today when I'm not seeing the promotion anymore, and they said, "Oh, it's there. Just place the bet." I'm like, that's maybe the most sketchiest thing I've ever seen a sports book do with me at least. Sure enough, it showed up later, and I was able to, I think, get it handled. But I'm like, if you're having people bet $100 at a time, at least have the goddamn promotion working, right?
Good grief.
But so I'm battling with them right now to get some picks for the Super Bowl that would just be bonuses.
Oh, cool.
We're still up at the moment, but it's like, oh my lord. This is why I like FanDuel so much better. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore, but it is what it is. Just a quick aside.
Yeah.
It's bad enough I was battling FanDuel there for a bit, let alone the rest of the fucking sports books. It's like, just get your shit together, or don't have it right now.
Interesting.
I give up with those greedy bastards.
So I got a quick little story I'll share.
Yeah.
It's about Joe Montana.
All right.
Quick little story, then we'll shift back to whatever you got on.
Perfect.
We'll be talking about the Super Bowl, and might as well talk about a Super Bowl MVP, right?
Good lead-in.
So Joe Montana one time is on the sideline, and he's got the headset, the phone, and he's talking to the coach up top, right? Mm-hmm. And he hangs the phone up and thinks to himself, "Wonder if these phones call out during the games."
Mm-hmm.
And he takes the phone. What do you do when you're trying to dial out? He goes, "I dialed 9." He goes, "I'll be damned, I got a dial tone." So he's like, "What my wife is doing?"
Yeah.
So he calls his wife on the phone, and she goes, "Joe?" He goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" She's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm calling you."
Oh my God.
He did that throughout most of his career, including the Super Bowl.
Why am I not surprised?
And he says every single stadium he ever tried it in,
it worked.
It worked.
Oh my God.
And she's like, "I see you on TV on the phone. Why are you on your phone?" He goes, "I'm calling to tell you I love you."
Oh my God. Chivalry is not dead. That's hilarious that you'd go, what am I trying to think of? Stadium to stadium.
Yeah,
and
try it to see if it worked.
I wonder which ones it didn't work in. Or did he say all of them?
I think he said it worked at all of them.
That makes sense. I mean, I don't know how much worse the technology was, but that's hilarious that he got a dial tone at each and every one of them.
Yeah.
Yep. God, I can't imagine his wife when she picks up and it's him and she looks back in the living room at the TV or, however the setup was.
Sees him sitting there, get off your phone. Pretty funny, right?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. That's hilarious that he'd do that. But, I mean, if you're up in the game, I don't think anybody's going to give a damn.
Not at all, right?
I don't think anybody's telling Joe Montana to get off the phone.
Second cool Joe, and, a Cowboy fan telling Joe Montana stories. I mean,
full circle.
That should tell you how much I really do enjoy football because I should hate that guy.
Right.
I mean, the catch, right?
Given everything considered.
Yep. So, second Joe Montana story, real quick. And if you ever seen the movie Draft Day, and if you haven't with Kevin Costner,
great movie.
You need to go watch that movie.
Amazing movie.
But it's the story I've heard it told before, but it's best told by Kevin Costner as part of the script of that movie. And so he's talking about how he's trying to decide, draft picks and all this stuff.
Right.
Kevin Costner in the movie,
right?
And he said, the great ones find a way to slow it down. And he's like, the ball's on Joe Montana. The ability to just be calm and slow down big moments.
Right.
And when they go out against Cincinnati in the second Super Bowl, because they played each other twice.
Right.
And they're down by maybe 5 points, something like that. And they get ready to huddle up, and Joe Montana's just like looking into the crowd. And all of a sudden, he's like, hey, isn't that John Candy? And sure as shit, he spots John Candy sitting like 2 rows up.
Oh, my God.
Of the sidelines in the Super Bowl. And everyone in the huddle, Randy Cross, I think was the center.
Okay.
He looks over and he's like, Joe did that. And he goes, we all just laughed. And, the pressure just went
way down. Yeah.
Like this. But in the movie Draft Day, Kevin Costner telling that story of, this is the biggest moment of your life.
You're spotting celebrities out in the crowd.
And he's picking celebrities out of the crowd. He's like, hey, isn't that John Candy over there?
Oh, my God.
So, just cool stuff, right?
That's amazing.
Cool stuff.
You love to hear that stuff. I mean, you hear stuff about Tom Brady, stuff of that nature, of all the cool stories he did so far that are coming out.
Yeah.
So you hear more of them as he gets in broadcasting. I imagine we'll hear a ton more.
Even more this next season, right?
For every 1 or 2 there are, the player feels like they can tell he's got 3 or 4 that they probably feel like they can't tell, only Tom Brady.
Yep.
So it'll be crazy, especially since he's getting into broadcasting now.
That's right.
That'll be exciting.
So Super Bowl records so far, right? Most wins in the Super Bowl. Steelers by far have the best. They're 6-2.
Right.
Patriots are 6-5, but they both have 6 wins.
Right.
49ers could match the 6.
Okay.
They're 5-2 as well, so they could match the Steelers at 6-2.
Wow.
Tie for the most Super Bowl wins. So kind of interesting as you and I have talked a little bit, off the podcast about Brock Purdy kind of having that calm coolness to him.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, we'll see, but
he makes it look easy.
This
Super Bowl is going to be a tough one. And I'll be honest, I really I honestly hope that this game's a 75-73 game. Every over hits and it's nothing but touchdowns.
Yeah. But wouldn't that be
that would be the ideal one.
The NFL, wouldn't they love that? Can you imagine it'd be the most total points in a Super Bowl ever? And some game, like you said, like 70-65 or some crap like that.
Crazy.
Yep.
But you know what that means is there basically has to be no defense.
True.
And that's what sucks about this one is I really like the under.
Do you really?
I do. And I think,
because of the big game pressure moment kind of thing?
There's definitely a bit of that, no doubt. That's every Super Bowl. So
right.
I kind of push that to the side because a lot of these games have gone over in the past.
Yeah.
The average Super Bowl winner, I think, averages at least 30 points, typically. But, I mean, I don't know if it's being talked about how good these defenses are for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It could be because it's been a while since we've seen 2 good defenses opposed to, one that's got an offense, one that's got a defense, then one that's got a so-so defense and so-so offense. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of times you see these number ones on each side of the ball make it for different teams. But this year, I mean, the Chiefs' defense is top tier. The 49ers' defense is undoubtedly good. They've struggled against the run a little bit, which the Chiefs can do.
Yeah.
But more running means more clock running out.
Yep.
And, the Chiefs undoubtedly will get the ball to Travis Kelce. There'll be passes. I'm not worried about that. Brock Purdy, with all those weapons, they'll throw him the ball. But, I mean, you could almost argue on both sides the running backs are top 2, top 3 players on that offense, excluding quarterbacks. I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes and Brock Purdy aren't top 2 or 3 or whatever the fuck.
Right.
But I feel like with a constant clock running mixed with how these defenses have been playing against the pass, a little bit against the run, like it just feels more defensive heavy to me than it has in the past.
Yeah.
All my bets say this will be an over game. Trust me, I'm betting that this game is exciting. But there's something about the under at 47.5 that just feels too high, which I don't honestly like for myself.
Yeah.
But just initial reads, it'll be a crazy Super Bowl, I'm hoping.
That's interesting. Yeah, very interesting.
Just because, and Chiefs did lose, what's his name, on defense.
Yeah,
I can't
the
remember,
pass rusher.
Carted off, yeah, but
Yeah.
it's like, it's a weird combination where the best defense I think Patrick Mahomes has ever had is what they keep saying. I don't know how true that is.
Mm-hmm.
But undoubtedly amazing roster on defense for the 49ers. And I just can't help but think, you lock down Kelsey, you get pressure to Purdy, that speeds the game up a ton.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm really split. I don't have many stats for the Super Bowl today because I haven't been able to come up with any for myself to confidently bet on.
Yeah. No, it's pretty interesting stuff. I mean, and, the Niners not having won a Super Bowl since '94,
That's the other part of me that doesn't like the 49ers.
Yeah. And the Chiefs, I mean, Pat Mahomes, he's got the mojo, right? And he just finds a way, no matter what's going on, who's around him.
Yeah.
He has the moxie in the moment. And, Brock Purdy hasn't proven that yet.
And he's only gotten a couple chances for what it's worth.
Right.
Getting injured in the championship game where they probably could have beat the Eagles last year, we're not discrediting him. It's just he hasn't been in that moment.
Right.
In my opinion.
Yep. So, I mean, you still got to lean. The quarterback is such the key to this whole thing for anybody.
And everyone keeps talking about how easy Brock Purdy makes it seem, and I'm like, yeah, but you can't discredit Patrick Mahomes if you're talking about making it look easy from a quarterback's perspective. Yeah, Mahomes has to do more, but I'd have to give it to the Chiefs when it comes to that edge at least.
Yeah.
Weapons on offense, you can give that to the 49ers all day.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't even looked at lines and shit. I feel so behind on this crap. I don't know what's going on.
Well, here's one interesting little trivia, and I'll sprinkle these in as we go through.
That's fine with me.
But Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan's dad,
right,
won a Super Bowl coaching Christian McCaffrey's dad.
Oh my God.
With the Broncos.
Okay.
So it's pretty wild stuff. And Kyle was like an assistant, a helper to his dad, while Christian McCaffrey's dad was playing for Mike Shanahan.
Wow.
And so now it's Kyle Shanahan coaching Christian McCaffrey. So that's a pretty wild deal. Yeah. So I'll send you this picture that you can throw up there if you want, but it's got a picture of Mike Shanahan with Kyle right next to him looking like he's 12.
Oh, my God.
And
I can't imagine.
It's just wacky stuff.
It's crazy, like when you look at the 2013 Redskins.
Yeah.
That coaching staff, what they went on to do.
You're right.
Was that McVay, Shanahan, LaFleur, and one other person.
Was Kyle Shanahan on that too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'd already named that?
I think so.
Okay.
Unless I didn't. But regardless,
yeah,
it was
like 5.
Yeah.
Like really like well-known people now.
That went
Amazing.
on to be successful.
But it just really does go to show you. I mean, you get that. There's something about it that's just innate.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about it that's being around the moments.
Yep.
To give you that, slow it down again. That concept of slowing it down in the big moment. So tough.
And there's a whole conspiracy theory on top of it about Taylor Swift's 13 number with Travis Kelce's in '87. I don't remember. Taylor Lewan was the one that went on and talked about it, but he had some crazy conspiracy theory about how it always comes back to 13, and if Taylor Swift's at the game, the Chiefs win. I can't remember all the details because there's a lot of numbers of adding and subtracting different years and shit, but it was a wild just story, I should say.
Yeah.
And a lot of, the Chiefs are plus 2.5. Over under is 47.5. I'm split at this point. Just pick who you want to win. Fuck the spread.
Yeah.
When it's that close, 2.5, you might as well pick the 49ers because the key points being 3, 7, 10. But with how these have gone, you would expect the Chiefs to go up in the first half.
Yep.
Not fizzle out, but have a comfortable lead by maybe 7 or 10.
Yep.
Then the 49ers come back after being down 24-3.
Yep.
And this game ends 27-24 or
Yep.
21-24.
I'm thinking 27-24.
I
don't
see
know.
it.
I don't know why I've got that. When you said the under, you put kind of the thought of my brain of like a 23-20, something like that. But I was thinking 27-24 before we came in here.
And has it been the 49ers kicker that's been struggling?
Yeah.
So there's a good shot this comes down to
a missed kick.
Yeah. And,
that's the weakest part of the Niners if you really get down to it.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, too, it's just like, yeah, it means the over will hit, but that also means you have to expect the Chiefs to get all these points they're supposed to.
Yeah.
And that's where this line's going to be dodgy because Lord knows the sports books always fucking know what the over-under is going to be.
Yep.
They always split it by that half point, and you never know which direction it's going to go. But did you see the CBS vice president came out?
No.
And was making a joking remark saying that on like a broadcast that this is supposed to be the first Super Bowl to go to double overtime, referencing the script like
we thought with the colors and the logo and all?
No, it's like the NFL has been leaning into the script the whole year with the commercials and whatnot about everyone getting their script about how the season's supposed to go. They've been leaning into that joke more. But now that the CBS guy has come out and made the comment, everyone's like, if this game goes to double overtime, everyone's cooked because it's like, since he just felt the need to make that joke and say, like, this is the first Super Bowl going to double overtime.
Yeah.
If it actually happens, how much of a bad look that's going to be.
Not exactly right?
No, if I'm that guy, I'm not making a joke like that, or I'm not saying it to anybody that would report it, I should say. Which will be interesting.
I'm happy to report that there's only one matchup that's had 3 meetings in the history of the Super Bowl, and that would be
Cowboys-Bills?
Steelers.
In the Super Bowl.
Yep, in the Super Bowl. Yep. Several 2-meeting matchups. You got one of them. Cowboys-Bills. Commanders, of course, back then the Redskins.
Yeah.
Dolphins, Bengals, Niners. We talked about one of those games.
Yep.
Patriots, Giants. We know how those went for Eli.
Yep. Eli's a happy man, still dunking on Tom Brady.
And by the way, did you see his rap at the Pro Bowl?
What was it, Super Hot or something like that he was rapping with?
Tom's the GOAT, but I beat him twice.
And I'm Eli Manning.
Hey.
I mean, right now everyone's talking about how Tom Brady's the only one that beat Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
If I'm Eli, I'm coming in right behind saying I'm the only one that beat Tom Brady.
Boom.
Or went undefeated, however you want to word it.
Pretty fabulous, right?
It's hilarious. You got to love the NFL.
Oh, yeah. So, and then we got... let's see, 2 meetings now with the Chiefs Niners, right?
Yep.
Rams Patriots and Patriots Eagles. 2 meetings.
Wow.
So
how about that?
Yeah, pretty wild stuff.
History repeats itself.
So we will see about that.
I'm trying to think if there's any other stories that have come out. There's been a huge story about the UNLV fields being unusable.
That's a good one to talk about.
I'll say it again. The NFL seems to be the only league, well, not only league. Once you get to professional sports, it's the only point in your career you can complain about fields at a athletic level. And, I mean, if the NFL has cleared the field as being usable and good, I can't imagine they're ever going to say, well, our practice field for the Super Bowl was so bad that we lost the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Right.
I get that they're on a college field with sod, and the Chiefs are playing in the state-of-the-art Las Vegas Raiders facilities. I get that might not seem fair, but if the NFL says you're good, you kind of just have to suck it up and you're good. That's another story I kind of like coming out of it for the Chiefs to win is it's like 49ers keep acting like they've been underdogs this whole time. Then they get the shitty field, and now they're like, it's not fair. Yeah. It's like I can imagine this has happened to several other teams that have had to play in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
In a city where the NFL already is, obviously, but it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
get out of here. In my opinion, maybe there is something to it. With
but I kind of agree. It's like, come on.
Yeah,
how different is it for one? I mean,
if the grass is falling out of your cleats, okay, let's have a conversation. But if it's just a little bit more slippery, come on, wouldn't that technically put you in a better spot once you get to a better field if you can make great catches and whatnot on a shitty field?
Exactly.
But I know that's been a big topic of conversation.
Yep,
I'm
exactly.
trying to think if there's any other stories that have come out recently about the Super Bowl and just like stuff
Super Bowl in
surrounding
general?
it. Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything.
I can't either.
It's been pretty quiet, honestly.
It really
feels
has.
like.
Well, here's the one interesting one I saw today. So this is Joe Buck
Yes.
came out talking about how he goes, I'm predicting that there's going to be a bad story come out of the Super Bowl. And he said, you can't have NFL players in the city of sin
Oh yeah, no, I completely agree.
for a
about
week and not have something
Go
happen.
wrong. Oh,
and
yeah.
he's like, that will follow you from Vegas.
that. Yes. That,
So that
wouldn't
will
that
not
be,
stay in Vegas.
Wouldn't that be crazy if it came out? Someone's like something in law, mother,
Yeah.
father placed a crazy bet on them to win or lose the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Or some kind of
if it's like, oh, I don't even know who to say, but hypothetically, if it's a player on the 49ers betting on the 49ers, that'll look a lot better. But I would love for a story to come out from either side. That,
Be pretty interesting.
Someone put huge money on them to lose.
and you could definitely see it.
I mean,
right?
yeah, and I'm assuming out of the gate they have very close eyes in Las Vegas. It's already probably a very heavily monitored area.
Keeping them away from things. to
And
some
you would
extent.
assume Goodell would also, I know they're like 40 miles from Las Vegas practicing and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
But that's why I'm saying it would be someone's mom, dad, something that would
Yeah.
get investigated later. It
Yep.
would be interesting, though.
And where did they get the money? Right?
Yeah,
you
a
could see that.
suspiciously big bet.
Yeah.
Mom places $100K on 49ers money line,
Yeah.
and it ends up being Rushy Rice's step mom or some shit.
Exactly.
I could see it. It'll be crazy if something comes out. We'll hear about that
Yep.
very quickly afterwards, I would assume.
Yep. And speaking of CBS, I did see this week that Tony Romo has been nominated for the Hall of Fame, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he'll get in, but again, that was a shocker to me this week. I didn't expect he would get nominated for quite some time.
Yeah,
But again, the CBS connection. So there you go.
maybe that, and it's for playing, right?
What's that? I think it's for playing.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think it's for broadcasting.
Wow,
But-
that would be quickly to get in the broadcaster, I guess.
It would be, I would think. But
I keep forgetting he's been out of the league that long.
he has. I don't know if we're talking about 4 years, 5 years.
I can't remember.
Getting
There's
close to that.
There's a limit on it. Might be after 4 years you can be nominated, maybe.
Yeah.
I can't remember
But-
now, but that's wild.
Yeah. So that was an interesting tidbit that the things that made me like, I don't know about
Yeah,
these things.
for sure.
But there you go.
Very interesting. That
So-
makes me wonder if Philip Rivers will get it quickly then too,
Yeah. Well,
because they're kind of on the same level.
They
when
really
you
kind
think-
of are.
when you think about it.
in fact, he should be nominated before Romo.
I don't know
would
about
think.
that,
Yeah.
but he had a long history of blowing games in the fourth quarter. But
Yeah.
that'll be interesting because that'll only. I'm sure we'll hear more about what do I want to say. What are the credentials to get in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Because I know even before Tony Romo or anybody was nominated, there's already been people saying, is it that hard to get in the Hall of Fame anymore type of thing.
Yeah.
But who knows? Those stories will kick up here shortly.
Yep.
I got a couple picks for the Super Bowl off the top of my head that I like. I'll give 3 of them. None of these should double up on last week's, but if they do, sue me. I don't give a shit. I think Christian McCaffrey's yards, last I checked, were at about 90.5. Personally, I don't hate that because he'll get receiving yards, but the Chiefs against the run were terrible with the Ravens for the 5 times they fucking tried it. So I would say take Christian McCaffrey's over yards. I've already taken it personally. It was at 90.5 last I saw, which I still like. Before that gets to like 94, 93 if it does. Travis Kelce, I believe, was at 70.5 receiving yards. It was 70 or 60, whatever number it was I liked. It'll be up here as usual. But I like Travis Kelce yards. I mean, there's only so many people Mahomes can throw to. I think plenty of guys will get the receptions, but I think Kelce will be one of the few to get the yards. So that's why I like him for the yards. And then, no, I'm just going to say those 2. I
Okay.
can't think of anything else.
All right.
I guess I did say I like the under 47.5. So you know what? That'll be the Koi Pond pick of the Super Bowl.
There you go.
Well, actually, I guess we need to agree on it.
I'm good with that.
You good with that?
Well, usually it's your advice that unless I have a thought that I throw in.
Well, I'm good.
I don't.
Last we heard you got both of the championship games. We didn't make them official picks, so I left it off the record. We're 4-5. One more game to gamble on. I guess we might as well take a Koi Pond pick.
Yeah.
We taking that?
Let's do that.
All right. Under 47.5 is the official Koi Pond pick of
right.
the Super Bowl. And I hope it misses, but I also wouldn't mind it for the record going into the 2024 season.
Boom.
So it's a win-win. Either we lose and the bets hit, or we hit that and every's gone.
Hedging our bets, right?
Hedging our bets.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong.
So another little bit of trivia here, and we'll ask you for your responses in the comment section below.
For sure.
If the 49ers win the Super Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
Ed and Christian McCaffrey would be just the second father-son combo to win a Super Bowl for the same franchise in NFL history.
God damn.
Name the other one.
Okay. Father, son.
And so we'll leave that there. We'll come back with that next week.
That works for me. We just got to remember.
But yeah. But if you want to put your comment on
Yes.
the other father-son combo for the same franchise to win a Super Bowl.
Okay, so not just running backs, just
Yep.
another father-son to win a Super Bowl in
Yep.
the same franchise.
For the same franchise.
Okay.
So just type that in the comments,
Yeah,
and we'll
leave
bring you
your
the
guesses.
answer next week.
Next week, it will be concluded. And I guess we've pretty much done everything we need to, but we do have a game today.
We do have a game.
Make sure I give you the right sheet.
All right.
So, this is a suggestion from our boy Jason Juicy. The game is name the last quarterback to win a playoff game for each team.
Holy shit.
This is up until today. I updated it on my end so that I'm not giving you, whoever really was the last time. Well, the last Tampa Bay technically would have been Tom Brady, but it's different now.
Have you seen this? It's not like 2 or 3. It's
No,
like
we're doing all 32.
The whole damn thing.
Most of them are pretty easy.
Right.
I was able to guess most of them.
Were you really?
And if you think about it, it's not that hard. But
The last quarterback to win a playoff game.
To win a playoff
Any
game.
playoff game.
Any playoff game
For each team.
for each team.
All right.
It's not too bad. You know, I don't know, follow along if you want. Today's not my day on the podcast. I'm sorry, gentlemen and ladies, whoever might be watching, but
Thank you.
we're trying our best.
All right. Are we doing this right now?
We're doing this right now.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I gave you pictures.
Give me pictures. Well, it's so thoughtful.
I'll let you cross them out as you get them right.
Never crossed the family.
And we can go to any order as you want.
Let's see. Well, we'll do Dak Prescott first.
There you go.
Let's warm up.
Yep.
The Eagles would be Jalen Hurts.
I believe so. I don't. What is this shit not in alphabetical order?
Am I challenging you now?
Shut up. Oh, I was looking for.
Are you talking to me?
I was looking for EA.
Are you
not
talking to me?
PHI. We're doing the best we can.
Let's see. Ooh, Tampa Bay.
Yep.
That's
Up until this point.
Yes. Tom Brady.
Up until this point,
Till this point, did Baker Mayfield win a game?
against the Eagles.
You're right, he did. All right.
There you go.
All right. Josh Allen for the Bills.
Of course.
That's easy. Let's see. Chargers would be Phillip Rivers.
Yes, sir. Sadly.
Saints would be Drew Brees.
Yep.
Let's see. Patriots would be Tom Brady.
Yep.
Niners would be Brock Purdy.
Yes, sir.
Green Bay to win a playoff game. That would be Jordan Love.
Yep.
I know that one really well.
Yeah, it was like when you start thinking about it, it
Yeah.
doesn't get quite as hard. It's a little daunting at first.
Jags. I guess that'd be Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
Okay.
Bastard.
Who'd he win that one against?
I have a slight feeling I know who it was.
I was going to say that is one thing the Lions and the Jaguar fans or Charger fans have in common is that stupid kind of shit, right?
Yep.
Probably Matt Ryan for the Falcons.
Yep.
I know I'm jumping around, but
No, that's
I'm
fine.
just letting him hit me.
I've got him. I got this shit in alphabetical order.
Oh man, holy crap, Lukey's.
I'd say there's still some few easy ones.
Is there? Okay. Let's go with Cincinnati. So that's got to be. I can't think of his name offhand. We got to start. Don't answer it for me.
Yep. I won't say a word. You have to say the name though before we move on.
Yeah, the LSU guy, Joe Burrow.
There you go.
Thank you.
I was gonna let you get you there.
Kansas City's Pat Mahomes.
Oh yeah.
Seattle has to be Russell Wilson.
Yep.
I know they didn't do it with Geno Smith.
Nope.
C.J. Stroud for the Texans.
Yep.
Kirk Cousins for the Vikings.
I believe. Yep.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm really testing your ability to think right now.
You
I really put you down after work, didn't I?
You bastard. Oh, let me just bitch slap you with this crap right here.
I didn't think it was too bad.
You know, the Commanders here is kind of a little daunting here.
That one, that's one of the tough ones.
There's so many quarterbacks for that fucking team.
And I'm pretty sure all of this information is right. It was
all right.
Pulled off a website, but
okay, Pittsburgh's got to be Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
Let's take care of that crap first.
the lads.
Your main man Tua didn't win shit yet.
No, I would say Dolphins and Commanders are two of the hardest ones.
Let's see how I gravitate there. The Bears, is that Jay Cutler?
Yep.
Is it really?
It is.
Fuck, a duck, man. The Colts. Wasn't Garner Minshew?
Nope.
Was it the guy that's not playing anymore?
Yep. Fuck. Sorry.
You rotten. Jason, I'm going to get you. We'll come back to I knew who it is. I just can't think of the name. Broncos, would that be Peyton Manning?
Yep.
Whew. The Rams. Oh, Matt Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of Kurt Warner first. Cardinals. Kyler Murray hasn't won shit.
Mm-mm.
Is it Kurt Warner there?
No, there was one.
There's one in between.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to count that as a zero, but now I got to get the answer.
Still missing Baltimore.
Where's Baltimore? Is Baltimore even on here?
They should be. Did it not come out with all the teams? Don't.
Are they on the back?
No. What the hell? How the fuck? 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, there's what the hell? Who the hell made? I pulled it off Google Images just to give you something to reference.
Well, thank you for cutting a few out of there for me. I appreciate that.
You could probably know who Baltimore's is off the top of your head.
It was Flacco?
This year?
It wasn't Lamar Jackson won a playoff game?
Yeah, against the Texans.
Oh, yeah, shit. Okay. I can't count that one. I didn't realize he won a playoff game.
Carolina on there?
Panthers aren't on here either.
Oh my God! Who the fuck made this?
Panthers, would that be, I don't know, Cam Newton?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got that one. How about the Giants? Was that Eli Manning?
No.
David Jones won a playoff? No. He did?
Yeah. That was against, it was last year.
What the fuck?
They won that game. They were against the Vikings. You remember? The Giants went to the Vikings.
Yeah.
And everyone was betting on the Giants to pull it off.
Yeah.
Raiders is pretty hard. Dolphins are pretty hard.
Andrew Luck is a Colts.
Yep.
All right, that came to me finally.
Detroit.
Detroit. Jared Goff?
Yep.
Did he actually? All right, yeah.
I'd say you've only got the hard ones left.
All right. The Dolphins.
Yep. That one I would never have guessed. I can give you the year.
Oh, wait, no. Fitzpatrick.
Mm-mm. Unless this website's horribly wrong, which I don't think it is.
How about the year?
2000.
The Jets. I'll come back to the Dolphins.
All right, that's fine.
The Jets. They haven't won a playoff game in a while, right?
It's been
a
14
while?
years now.
Chad Pennington?
No.
Fuck. Ken O'Brien.
Mm-mm. Jersey number?
Sure.
6.
Oh, Sanchez?
Yeah.
Really?
That's what
that guy won a playoff game?
Yeah.
Butt fumble man?
I believe so.
Oh, get out of town.
I'll double check.
All right, the Titans. Ryan Tannehill? Really?
Mm-hmm.
All right, thanks for the hint.
I'm just trying to help out.
Yeah.
I would never have guessed a couple. These are
the Browns, would that be Bernie Kosar?
Mm-mm.
It's more recent?
Mm-hmm. Beat the Steelers 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
3 years ago, I guess. It's the only name on here twice.
It's the only name on here twice.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if that helps.
Baker Mayfield?
Yep.
No shit. That's pretty weird.
Yep.
And now that you say that, I did see a stat, something about him.
Now
So Raiders.
Yes, the Raiders I would never guess. The Dolphins I would never guess. Washington I would never guess. Arizona, a little bit more popular name around Cincinnati.
Oh, Carson Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, thank you.
I think I can give you as much as you want for these three. I don't know anything about them.
Can you give me the year?
Yes. Which one you want?
Whichever one you got there.
Okay, so the Raiders was 2003.
2003. Rich Gannon?
Mm-hmm. Good guess. I'm impressed.
Thanks for the hint.
I would never fucking guess that guy. I don't know who he is.
You know,
I was surprised Derek Carr never had a playoff win.
Yeah, he hasn't. He
but
just
when
sucks.
you think about it, he never did.
He just sucks.
They had the
hate
NFC South.
Okay.
And they blew it. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah, they did. You're right.
It's crazy.
You're right.
It's
crazy.
true.
Okay, Dolphins. Give me the year on that one.
2000.
2000.
You want me to give you a number?
Sure.
9.
Dolphins. Number 9?
Yep. I give you initials if you want. I don't have anything else about them.
Sure, initials.
JF.
What is it?
JF.
JF?
This is initials.
JF. Fitzpatrick?
Mm-mm. This says, because I would never get this, Jay Fielder.
Okay.
Fiedler.
Yep. All right.
And then
that's a tough one. Washington.
That's what I'm saying. These last two are damning.
What year?
2006.
2006. Is it RG3? 2006. Hold on.
Maybe this guy subbed in, but I think RG3 was a little later because I remember
it wasn't
his
Ryan
career.
Fitzpatrick.
Mm-mm.
He never won playoffs anywhere.
I don't think he was on good teams.
2006.
Number 8.
Huh?
Number 8.
Number 8. 2006. Number 8.
This is a tough one.
I give.
Mark Brunell?
Oh, fuck, yeah.
Brunell?
Yep. He actually started with the Jaguars.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
But that's what I was saying. Like, almost all of these teams have recent playoff known quarterbacks that won with them.
Yeah, that's pretty good stuff. I like that.
I'm sorry that I missed a few on there. I just
no, it's all right.
I searched. I could have done the math.
Yeah, like that really affected how this went for me. Yeah.
Well, that wasn't that bad though.
No, it's fun. I like stuff like that because
it really tests your not IQ, but trivia.
And I don't really want to just be a fan of the cow. I mean, of course I love the Cowboys.
That's the main point.
But I love knowing like all the teams. There's something about that. Like when I was a little kid,
studying the stats on the back.
Not only that, but I had football helmets, little plastic football helmets for every team.
Yep.
And I used to like make these. I would have them play one another. This is before you had cool games and shit. I would put the like matchups helmet to helmet, and then I would use like a deck of cards. And there's the final score.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's not a bad idea, honestly.
I mean, that's how sick I've been with this shit for so long.
That'd be kind of fun to get up for the shelf, actually.
These little helmets.
Get a pack, like a 32. Obviously, a 32 pack. Fucking, I don't
know how many. I can't even tell you how many teams are anymore. Because it was like when I started, it was like one number, 28 or whatever.
Yeah, right. Because the Jaguars and a few others were expansion teams later.
Exactly right.
But yeah, if you wanted to see that.
That's awesome
That's
stuff.
The list. I scratched them out because it was updated the last year. I updated it this year. It only affected a few teams, but you can see who was before that.
That's some pretty significant changes for just this year, right?
Yeah. No, that's three or four.
Damn,
Houston, Detroit, and Texas. No, Green Bay.
Yep, Green Bay.
Because Aaron Rodgers wasn't on there.
Jay Fiedler. Yep, I remember him. I would have never, ever guessed Mark Sanchez won a playoff game for the Jets.
That's why I was thinking. I thought he did, but I thought someone before him might have. But I remember they've been in poverty for so fucking long.
Yeah, and I don't know why I couldn't remember Lamar Jackson winning this year against the Texans.
It's kind of just out in front of you. You know what I mean?
Right.
You kind of forget the obvious things.
Yep.
But I thought that was kind of fun. I'll look and see if I can find some other games like that. But
I like that kind of stuff.
Jason recommended that, and I thought we talked about it last week. We had time to burn, so
I think that was great stuff.
But yeah,
very cool.
Pretty much all we've got, on Under 47.5.
Yep.
I like a bunch of rushing yards in these games. I think the defenses will be tough. I do think, too, the Chiefs will come out swinging, and the 49ers will be a second-half team like it's been. I mean, if you look at how both of these teams have played, Chiefs have been first half, the 49ers have been a second-half team.
Yep.
So maybe that's something where you look at taking live unders for the Chiefs at half and live overs for 49ers at half, if that makes sense. Because they'll get up and they'll kind of fall down. It'll even out. Should be a great Super Bowl. I'm excited about it.
I think it's going to be very entertaining. As we kind of round things out, we have one new item in the pond.
Yes.
We didn't talk about yet.
Hopefully you guys can see it all right. If there's might be a little bit of a glare, but you can get the gist.
June of 2019, the first time I ever saw OAR with Jason Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a great time at that concert in Huber Heights at the Rose Music Center.
Great spot.
And we imbibed just a little bit.
Hey, you had yourself a night.
Had a great time, and when the concert ended, I was like, why did they only play 3 songs? So
that's how you know you had fun.
That tells you we had a great time. So new item in the pond. Welcome, OAR.
Amen. And appreciate everyone watching as always. Make sure you like and subscribe, comment, whatever we talked about earlier. My brain is shot today. I'm so sorry, podcast. But we will be back again next week to talk about everything that went right and wrong with the Super Bowl and
the halftime show, the commercials, all the glitz and glamour that is the event.
I will come prepared. We will have talking subjects about every point in that Super Bowl next week. Will probably be a majority of the podcast.
It will be.
And after that, then we'll dive into what the off season looks like. We will start having mock drafts and shit of that nature.
Mock drafts, we'll get into a little bit more. This last week, just to touch on it briefly, we had the East-West Shrine game.
Right.
That actually was hosted at the Star.
Oh, that's fun. That's right. I remember hearing about that.
And then we also had the Reese's Senior Bowl.
Yep. Big things.
Yep, big things. Giving a chance for college players to be showcased. One thing that I was interested to find out is what's the difference between those?
Yes.
So they're both for college players to show off ahead of the draft.
Yep.
It's by invitation only.
Right.
The East-West Shrine game tends to be focused on the best football players who also are active in the community.
Okay, so it's
charitable kind of things,
right.
Good things they do.
More of the Walter Payton of college type of game.
Yep.
Whereas the Senior Bowl or the M&M's one is more an invite only. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, the Reese's Senior Bowl is more just about
or seniors maybe
your football and being a senior and also your football as well. So
it makes sense.
You know, your top players, they're not going to any of this shit because they don't need to.
Right.
They won't go to the combine, which we'll talk about.
Right, and that's more, I guess, then for your like 5th to 2nd round players, or maybe even 3rd, that kind of just want to try and get up a couple notches.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
If you're already up there, there's nothing to gain. So.
Caleb Williams isn't going to that shit.
No.
That's just an opportunity to hurt himself. But Caleb Williams and all the other names to follow. We'll have plenty of mock drafts. I think I've said it before, but Kevin is a cash machine when it comes to gambling on the NFL draft. So as that comes out, we'll be giving away nothing but winners as always. And ignore the Koi Pond record.
The combine is at Indianapolis.
Yep.
The draft is at Ford Field in Detroit.
Yep.
So it's a very Midwestern affair this year.
We must do our part as Daytoners.
And we hope for Colin's sake that the Chargers pick
Brock Bowers,
the Georgia tight end.
Yes, hopefully.
Who I have actually seen mocked in half the mocks to the Chargers.
It's split.
So we'll see what Jim Harbaugh does. But anyway.
And Jim Harbaugh we trust.
Yep.
But nevertheless, appreciate everyone for watching.
Thank you very much.
Have a great weekend of Super Bowl activities. Everyone stay safe. And we will see you again next Thursday morning.
Take care.
Koi Pond.